Okay, so get this. The Central African Republic, CRR for short, they just launched their own meme coin, and it's not just some like random internet prank. Their president is actually promoting it. But here's the thing. The coin's website, it says straight up, no intrinsic value, and it shouldn't be considered like an investment. So what's the deal? That's what we're diving deep into today. Like, what are the motivations? What are the risks? What's the potential of these meme coins? We're using the CRO coin as a case study. And to help us kind of navigate this, we've got Tony Olend. He's the acting chair of the Virtual Assets Chamber of Commerce, which is the think tank advising African governments on crypto. And he's also the founder of VIFI, a cryptocurrency payments provider. So he definitely knows his stuff.
Yeah, it's really interesting how meme coins are kind of capturing an intersection
Yeah.
between finance and internet culture.
It's like a joke turning into a tradable asset literally overnight. But before we get into all of that, let's back up for a sec. So people might be familiar with Bitcoin, but how are these meme coins different?
Well, Bitcoin was created to try to achieve financial sovereignty. Basically, bypassing those traditional middlemen like banks, meme coins. On the other hand, they're all about capturing that essence of internet culture and making it tradable. You can think of it like the evolution of memes themselves, from those early internet chain emails to what we see today, with influencers driving these trends. And meme coins, they're kind of merging this cultural phenomenon with the world of value transfer, using blockchain technology.
Okay, so it's like capturing these viral moments and turning them into digital assets.
Exactly. But unlike Bitcoin, which has a limited supply and is kind of seen as a store of value, meme coins, they're purely driven by hype. Their value comes just from online trends and community enthusiasm. They have no inherent worth.
So back to the car coin. If it's not meant to be an investment, then what is its purpose? Like, why would a president promote something that openly states it has no financial value?
Yeah, it's a head-scratcher. One possible explanation is President Koider's background. He's a former math professor with a really good understanding of cryptography. It's possible he sees meme coins as a way to draw attention to Collar, to put it on the map in this digital age.
So it's like a play for relevance in the online world.
Exactly, and we can't forget about the potential of using the meme coin within Collar itself. It could be a way to fund internal development projects or even explore new avenues for governance. You can kind of think of it as a localized experiment.
Okay, that's an interesting angle, but I can't help but think about the coin's performance. It launched with a market cap of $600 million, which is mind-blowing, but now it's down to $54 million. What happened?
Well, this really just shows the volatile and speculative nature of these meme coins. The market capitalization, in this case, represents the total value of all the coins out there. But a high market cap doesn't always equal actual value, especially with meme coins. It's more of a reflection of the amount of money flowing in, driven by hype.
So when that hype dies down, as it usually does with trends, people scramble to sell, causing the price to plummet.
Exactly. And a lot of people who bought into the car coin, hoping to ride that wave, probably ended up losing money. This is a common risk with meme coins, which are driven more by speculation than any underlying utility.
And the thing is, because of the anonymity of the blockchain, it's hard to trace who actually profited from that initial surge.
That's right. And the car coin isn't the only example of this. In fact, even Donald and Melania Trump launched their own meme coins initially. They saw these really high valuations, but they've since come crashing down.
Okay, that's interesting. But before we get into the Trump coins, I'm curious about this. Attention economy you mentioned earlier. What exactly is that?
So the attention economy basically refers to the idea that attention itself has become a valuable commodity in the digital age. It's like the foundation of social media, online marketing, and yes, even meme coins.
So in this context, the ability to grab and keep people's attention online translates into real-world value.
You got it. And that's why someone like Donald Trump, who's really good at making headlines and kind of dominating the news cycle, would have an advantage in the meme coin space compared to a figure like the president of CRR, who isn't as well known.
So the Trump meme coins were essentially riding on his existing fame.
Exactly. It's like a popularity contest where the most outrageous or meme-worthy personality wins, at least in the short term.
But doesn't that raise some ethical concerns? Especially when you've got politicians involved. Could meme coins be used for shady purposes, like bribery or corruption?
Yeah, that's a valid concern, and it deserves careful thought. But it's important to note that traditional systems, like banks, they're still the main places for things like money laundering.
So cryptocurrency isn't necessarily the bad guy.
Not necessarily. In fact, Cryptocurrency transactions on these public blockchains are actually very transparent, and they can be traced. Every transaction is recorded, and it's viewable by anyone, making it much riskier to use for illegal things, compared to traditional methods, which are more opaque.
Okay, that's an important point. So if meme coins aren't the answer. To Africa's development challenges, what role do you see for cryptocurrency on the continent?
Well, I believe cryptocurrency has the potential to be a real force for good in Africa. We're seeing a lot of cryptocurrency trading across the continent, mostly driven by businesses. For instance, companies like Starlink, the satellite internet provider, they're using cryptocurrency to get money out of Africa more efficiently than they could through traditional banks.
So it's streamlining financial processes for businesses.
Exactly. And it's not just businesses. Cryptocurrency can also make remittances easier. That's the transfer of money by foreign workers back to their home countries. Much easier and cheaper for individuals. This is especially important in areas where access to regular financial services is limited.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit, especially for families who rely on those payments.
Absolutely. But what I'm really excited about is the potential of tokenizing assets, like national bonds, using blockchain technology. Imagine a world where anyone, anywhere, could invest in building new stuff in Africa, like bridges or power plants, all facilitated by cryptocurrency.
Wow, that's a game changer. It's like crowdfunding on a global scale, but powered by blockchain.
Exactly. It could really unlock a lot of investment and empower communities in a way we haven't seen before.
But let's shift gears a bit and go back to this idea of the attention economy. You talked about how it plays a role in meme coin success, especially with the Trumps. Can you talk more about how this attention economy works on the internet in general?
Of course, the attention economy. It's not just limited to meme coins. It's what drives a lot of what we see online. Think about social media platforms like TikTok or Instagram. They survive on capturing and keeping your attention. The more time you spend scrolling, the more data they collect, and the better they can target you with ads. It's all about eyeballs and engagement.
So it's like this constant battle for our attention.
Exactly. Every notification, every viral trend, every meme is competing for a little bit of your attention. And online, where everyone is overloaded with information, whoever can grab attention and make money from it holds a lot of power.
And you're saying this dynamic also affects meme coins.
Absolutely. Meme coins. By their very nature, they tap into this attention economy. They're often based on viral trends, internet humor, or even the personalities of famous people. The more attention something gets online, the more likely its meme coin is to succeed.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more attention something gets, the more valuable it becomes, at least when it comes to meme coins.
Exactly. It's a really interesting feedback loop. And it explains why meme coins connected to really famous people like Elon Musk or Donald Trump tend to see those big jumps in value at the beginning. They're using their existing fame.
It's like fame itself is becoming something you can trade in this digital age.
In a way, it is. And this makes you think about what value, influence, and even power really mean in this increasingly digital world.
It definitely does. But let's go back to the more practical side of things. You said earlier that cryptocurrency is already being used for business transactions and remittances in Africa. Can you give us some examples of how this is actually happening?
Sure. One good example is using cryptocurrency for payments across borders. Traditionally, sending money between different countries in Africa can be slow and expensive. It often involves a lot of middlemen and fees. Cryptocurrency offers a better way that's more efficient and affordable.
So it's getting rid of the middleman.
Exactly, and this can have a big impact on businesses working across borders, as well as people sending money to family in other countries.
That's huge.
Especially for families who depend on those remittances.
Are there any other areas where cryptocurrency is making a difference in Africa?
Absolutely. There's a growing interest in using cryptocurrency and blockchain to make supply chains more transparent. For example, some agricultural businesses are using blockchain to track their products from the farm to the table. This ensures that products are authentic and ethically sourced.
That's cool, so consumers can see where their food comes from.
Exactly. It's about giving both producers and consumers more power by creating a system that's more open and accountable.
It sounds like cryptocurrency and blockchain are creating a lot of possibilities in Africa that go beyond just those meme coins.
I agree. While meme coins show how finance and culture are coming together, it's important to remember that cryptocurrency has a lot of potential to create positive change and address real problems.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you said about tokenizing assets. You mentioned the possibility of investing in infrastructure projects in Africa. using cryptocurrency. Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure, imagine a government that wants to build a new bridge or a solar farm, but they don't have the money. Usually, they might get loans from international organizations or issue bonds to investors. But with blockchain technology, they could tokenize those bonds, turning them into digital assets that could be traded globally.
So instead of going through the usual channels, they could raise money directly from people all over the world who want to support these projects.
Exactly. And this opens up access to a much wider range of investors, including those who might not have had the opportunity or the means to invest in these kinds of projects before.
But wouldn't there be risks? I mean, we've seen how unstable the cryptocurrency market can be. What's to stop these tokenized bonds from going up and down in value like crazy?
That's a good point. And it's something that needs to be handled carefully. The key is to make sure that these tokenized assets are backed by real value and structured in a way that reduces risk. For example, they could be tied to the money generated by the project itself, giving investors a real return on their investment.
So it's about making a system that's both transparent and stable.
Precisely. And that's where regulation and oversight come in. Governments and financial institutions need to create clear guidelines and frameworks to make sure that these tokenized assets are used responsibly and ethically.
It sounds like there's a lot of potential here, but also a lot of complicated things to figure out.
Definitely. But I believe that this combination of finance, technology, and social impact holds a lot of promise, especially for developing countries like those in Africa.
Okay, we've covered a lot today. We started with meme coins, explored the attention economy, and talked about what cryptocurrency could mean, Africa's future. But before we finish up, I want to leave you with one final thought. We discussed how meme coins, even though they often start as jokes, have gotten people talking about what finance could look like and the power of online communities. But they've also shown us some of the risks, especially for people who might not fully understand what they're getting involved in.
Right. It's like anything new. There's a learning curve. And with meme coins, that curve can be pretty steep. The technology is complex. The market changes a lot. And there's a real chance of scams.
So for someone who's just starting to learn about cryptocurrency, what advice would you give them? Where should they begin?
Well, first of all, do your research. Don't just jump into anything based on hype or what you see trending on social media. Take some time to understand the technology, the different types of cryptocurrencies, and the risks involved.
So it's not just about going after the latest meme coin.
Absolutely not. It's about making smart choices. There are lots of good resources out there, both online and offline. Start by learning about blockchain technology and how cryptocurrency transactions work.
And what about investing? Should people even think about putting their money into meme coins?
That's a personal decision. It depends on how much risk someone is comfortable with and their financial goals. But I would say don't think of meme coins as a way to get rich quick. Remember, they are very speculative and mostly driven by online trends.
So if someone is looking for a safer investment, meme coins probably aren't the way to go.
Probably not. If you're new to investing, it's usually better to start with more established things, like stocks or bonds, and to spread your investments around. And if you do decide to try cryptocurrency, start with a small amount. You're okay with losing.
That's good advice. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Be careful of any investment that promises guaranteed returns or huge profits.
So be skeptical, doing research, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Got it. Any other wisdom for our listeners as they explore this world of cryptocurrency?
I would say, stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask questions. The world of cryptocurrency is always changing, and there's always something new to learn. Get involved with the community, go to online forums, and follow experts. The more you learn, the better decisions you'll make.
Great advice. Well, Tony, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your knowledge. It's been really eye-opening.
My pleasure.
There you have it, folks. Meme coins, quirky, risky, and definitely making waves. They might not be the answer to everything, but they've definitely started a conversation about the future of money and the power of the internet. As we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. Could meme coins, even though they often seem silly, actually become a real part of the financial world? Or are they just a passing fad? Let us know what you think, and keep exploring this crazy world of cryptocurrency. Until next time. Happy diving! It's like crowdfunding, but global. And with blockchain tech.
Exactly. It could really unlock a lot of investment and give power to communities in a way we haven't seen before.
But let's change gear for a sec and go back to that attention economy thing. You said it plays a role in how well meme coins do. especially with the Trumps as an example. Can you explain a bit more how this attention economy works, like on the internet in general?
Sure, the attention economy isn't just about meme coins. It's a big part of what we see online. Think about social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. They need your attention to survive. The more time you're scrolling, the more data they get, and the better they can target ads to you. It's all about how many people see things and how much they interact with them.
So it's like everyone's fight over our attention.
Exactly. Every notification you get, every viral trend, every meme, they all want a piece of your attention. And in the online world, where we're bombarded with info, the people who can grab attention and make money from it, they have the power.
And you're saying this is also true for meme coins.
Absolutely. Meme coins, like by their very nature, they tap into this attention economy. They're based on things like viral trends, internet jokes, or even famous people. The more attention something gets online, the more likely it is that its meme coin will do well.
So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling thing. The more attention something gets, the more valuable it becomes, at least for meme coins.
Exactly. It was fascinating feedback loop. And that explains why meme coins, linked to big names like Elon Musk or Donald Trump, usually see big price jumps in the beginning. They're using their fame.
It's like fame itself is something you can trade in this digital age.
In a way, it is. And this makes you think about what value and influence mean, even power, in this world that's becoming more and more digital.
Yeah, it really does. Let's bring it back down to earth. You mentioned earlier, cryptocurrency is already used for things like business transactions and remittances in Africa. Can you give us some specific examples? Like, how is this actually playing out?
Of course. One good example is cross-border payments. Traditionally, sending money between countries in Africa can be slow and expensive. There are often lots of middlemen involved and lots of fees. Cryptocurrency is a better option. It's more efficient and cheaper.
So it's like cutting out the middleman, making things smoother.
Exactly. And this can make a big difference for businesses that operate across borders, as well as people sending money to family. In other countries,
Yeah, that's a big deal, especially for families that rely on those remittances. Are the other areas where cryptocurrency is making an impact in Africa?
definitely, there's growing interest in using cryptocurrency and blockchain to create more transparency in supply chains. For instance, some agricultural companies are using blockchain to track their products, all the way from the farm to the consumer. This makes sure the products are authentic and come from ethical sources.
That's really interesting. So people can actually see where their food comes from.
Exactly. It's about giving both producers and consumers more power by creating a system that's more transparent and accountable.
Sounds like cryptocurrency and blockchain are opening up a lot of opportunities in Africa that go way beyond just those meme coins,
I agree. Meme coins show us.
how finance and culture are mixing.
But it's important to remember that cryptocurrency can be a force for good and can solve real problems.
Now, before we wrap things up, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about tokenizing assets. You talked about the possibility of investing in infrastructure projects in Africa using cryptocurrency. Can you break that down for us a bit more?
Of course, imagine a government that wants to build a new bridge or maybe a solar farm, but they don't have the money to do it. Traditionally, they might try to get loans from international organizations or issue bonds to investors. But with blockchain technology, they could tokenize those bonds, essentially turning them into digital assets that could be traded on a global market.
So instead of going through those traditional channels, they could get funding directly from people around the world who are interested in supporting those projects.
Exactly. This opens up access to a much larger group of investors, including those who maybe haven't had the opportunity or the resources to invest in this kind of thing before.
But wouldn't that be risky? We've seen how volatile the crypto market can be. What's stopping those tokenized bonds from experiencing the same kind of wild price swings?
That's a valid concern, and it needs to be addressed carefully. The important thing is to make sure these tokenized assets have real value behind them and are structured in a way that minimizes risk. For example, they could be linked to the income generated by the infrastructure project itself. That way, investors would get a real return on their investment.
So it's about creating a system that's both transparent and stable.
Precisely. And that's where regulation and oversight are important. Governments and financial institutions need to set clear rules and frameworks to ensure that these tokenized assets are used responsibly and ethically.
Sounds like there's a lot of potential there, but also a lot of complexities to figure out.
There is, but I think this convergence of finance, technology, and social impact holds a lot of promise, especially for developing economies like those we see in Africa.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today. from meme coins to the attention economy to the broader implications of cryptocurrency for Africa. But before we wrap things up, I want to leave you with one final thought. We've talked about how meme coins, even though they often start as jokes, have really started a conversation about the future of finance and the power of these online communities. But they've also kind of highlighted some of the risks involved, especially for those who might not fully understand what they're getting into.
That's right. It's like with anything new. There's always a learning curve. And with meme coins, that curve can be really steep. The technology is complex. The market is volatile. And there's a real potential for scams.
Yeah. So for someone who's just starting to explore this world of cryptocurrency, what advice would you give them? Where should they begin?
Well, I think the most important thing is do your research. Don't just jump into something because of hype or what you see trending on social media. Take the time to really understand the underlying technology, the different types of cryptocurrencies out there, and the risks involved.
So it's not just about chasing the latest meme coin.
No, not at all. It's about making informed decisions. There are a lot of good resources available, both online and offline. You can start by learning about the basics of blockchain technology and how cryptocurrency transactions work.
Okay. And what about investing? Should people even consider putting their money into meme coins?
Well, it's a personal decision. It really depends on an individual's risk tolerance and their financial goals. But I would definitely caution against treating meme coins as a get-rich-quick scheme. Remember, these are highly speculative assets, driven largely by online trends.
So if someone's looking for a more stable investment, meme coins are probably not the best option.
Probably not. If you're new to investing, it's generally a good idea to start with more established asset classes, like stocks or bonds, and to diversify your portfolio. And if you do decide to explore cryptocurrency, consider starting with a small amount that you're comfortable losing.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And another thing, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, be wary of any investment opportunity that promises guaranteed returns or unbelievable profits.
Okay, so be skeptical, do your research, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Got it. Any other words of wisdom for our listeners as they kind of navigate this ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency?
I'd say stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask questions. The world of cryptocurrency is constantly changing, and there's always something new to learn. Engage with the community, attend online forums, follow industry experts. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to make those informed decisions.
Awesome advice. Well, Tony, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights. It's been a really eye-opening conversation.
It was my pleasure.
All right, there you have it, folks. Meme coins. They're quirky, they're risky, and they're definitely making some noise. They might not be the solution to all the world's problems, but they've definitely sparked an interesting conversation about the future of finance and the power of the internet. As we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. Could meme coins, despite their often silly nature, actually evolve into a more legitimate and impactful part of the financial landscape? Or are they just a fad? Let us know what you think and keep exploring this wild world of cryptocurrency. Until next time, happy diving.